During last night's VP debate, we predicted, or I especially, but we predicted that Mike Pence's attempts to conjure up a fictional Donald Trump who had not said offensive things about nearly every group in America would not actually work. And the idea that he had easily won this debate would be destroyed to some extent when you simply show that his denials about Trump's record and the quotations that he's made, you can simply make an attack out of that. Didn't even take a full day. Here is the Hillary Clinton campaign's new ad that simply takes Mike Pence's denials and mashes them up against the reality of Donald Trump. Let's watch.
Let's start with not praising Vladimir Putin as a great leader. Donald Trump and Mike Pence have said he's a great leader. And Donald Trump has...
Putin's been a very strong leader for Russia.
Vladimir Putin has been a stronger leader in his country than Barack Obama has been in this country.
Donald Trump, on the other hand, didn't know that Russia had invaded the Crimea.
Oh, that's nonsense.
He's not going to go into Ukraine. All right, you can mark it down, you can put it down, you can take it anywhere you want. He's already there, isn't he?
Donald Trump has said it. Deportation force. They want to go house to house, school to school, business to business, and kick out 16 million people. And I cannot believe...
You're going to have a deportation force.
Donald Trump and I would never support legislation that punished women.
Should the woman be punished for having an abortion?
There has to be some form of punishment.
More nations should get nuclear weapons.
Don't put
try to
words into
defend
my
that.
mouth. Well, he never said that.
Wouldn't you rather, in a certain sense, have Japan have nuclear weapons?
Saudi Arabia nuclear weapons?
Saudi Arabia, absolutely.
Donald Trump said keep them out if they're Muslim. Mike Pence put a program in place to keep...
Total and complete shutdown of Muslims.
He is asking everybody to vote for somebody that he cannot defend.
Where am I?
So my two favorite were, we would never punish women. Absolutely, we got to punish women.
Yeah, we got to punish women.
There's got to be some punishment.
Yeah.
There's got to be some punishment. And Muslims, banning Muslims, absolutely false. We got total and utter ban on Muslims. Okay.
And Mike Pence himself tweeted angrily at Donald Trump back earlier this year saying it's ridiculous and unconstitutional to do that. So he knew that that's what Donald Trump wanted to do, but at that point he wasn't the VP candidate.
So this goes towards preparation. The Clinton team, whether you like them or not, they do their homework. So they come in with a battle plan. They know what they're going to say. They know the ads that they're going to cut afterwards. They lay all these bear traps for Trump and Pence. And Trump and Pence are like, they walk right into them, right? So Hillary Clinton knew that she was going to attack him on Alicia Machado. She already had, that's the Miss Universe contestant that he had called Miss Piggy and Miss Housekeeping. And she already had a 2-minute ad ready to go the very next morning on it. And Trump walks right into that trap like, oh yeah, but she was a mess. And and the next morning goes on Fox and Friends. But she'd put on a lot of weight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Donald, we do. And in this case, Mike Pence, no, that's ridiculous. So as we said last night, Mike Pence might win some polling because Tim Kaine seemed rude during the debate. But at the end of the day, no, that is not a Mike Pence win, because what Tim Kaine wanted to do, their long-term plan was put damage on Donald Trump, who's at the head of the ticket. So they knew, here are the facts that we have on Donald Trump, and either Pence is going to have to acknowledge that and look really bad, or he's going to say no, and then we're going to run the ad the next morning showing how he's lying. And so I think the real image that comes out of this, John, this debate, what anybody will remember is Pence going, and totally lying about it.
Yeah, and look, the way you could have tried to just pivot, I forget exactly what the attack was, but Donald Trump had I thought, a very effective attack against Hillary Clinton on one of her many scandals, and she didn't actually respond to it. She just immediately changed the subject, and then that was it. Trump didn't talk about it anymore, which was fairly effective. But when Mike Pence literally just says, that's ridiculous, that's nonsense, that's not a good image. And look, 35 million people watched the VP debate, which is more than I expected to or probably should have. But way more people are going to see these ads over the rest of this election. And whatever else Tim Kaine said or however else rude he was, it's irrelevant if you can make highly effective attack ads out of it.
Yeah.
And really fast, and look, Pence and Trump could have done the same thing. I mean, Tim Kaine's defense of the Clinton Foundation, You could have picked that apart in the same way. He was being extremely selective in the way that he defended that. Obviously, he's going to have to say that the situation in the Middle East is better than most people think it is. You could have picked that apart. But they didn't come in with a game plan, as you said. They simply wanted to talk about the scandals. They didn't try to set a trap for Tim Kaine.
See, it's a great point, John, because I'm talking about how the Clinton team does their homework. But more importantly, the Trump team never does their homework. They don't have a plan going in. And so this is, I'm always reminded of Donald Trump saying after Iowa, that was the first caucus, super important. Everybody, the whole world was watching, who's going to win? And Donald Trump lost the lead there that he had in the polls and wound up not winning. And afterwards, they're like, well, it was because of your ground game. You don't have enough volunteers, especially in a caucus state. And he said, what's a ground game? He's running for president of the United States. He doesn't know elementary things about politics. That is politics 101. That's what you learn on day 2. You have to get out the vote, and you have to have staff on the ground to make sure they energize people to go out and vote. Yeah. He is so ill-prepared and doesn't care to prepare any better. It reminds me of Bush. It's almost like Bush on steroids. Like, just totally indifferent to facts, indifferent to strategy, indifferent. And
Bush had charm, at least, that he could fall back on. But Trump doesn't.
Finally, my favorite quote is from actually Trump surrogate Mike Pompeo, who's a Republican of Kansas. He's a United States representative. And they asked him about Mike Pence, and he said, he did a fantastic job of not defending Donald Trump.